welcome to a new week. And last week was amazing. We got some trades last week, and like we always say, our analysis are usually spot on. We told you guys to look for price at certain points, and price reacted from those zones, right? But majorly, we took a major sell, right? That was on yesterday, just before the NFP was released. We went in on a sell, and price pushed downwards. Now, in this new week, what should we be looking out for? Currently, now, the charts are looking a little bit dicey, so I need to try and be fast on this so we can do this quickly, right? Charts are looking a little bit dicey, and you need to really pay attention to understand what I'm about to share with you. So overall, let's start from the higher time frame so you guys will get this very well. And please, guys, make sure you subscribe to this channel, right? And share and like this video. Now, on the monthly, it is clear that gold is generally bullish, right? Gold is generally bullish. So, and whenever the market is generally moving in a direction, you need to stick to that direction. You need to look for buys because your chances of going in on a losing trade will be low. But if you're looking for sells all the time, then your chances of getting in on a losing trade is going to be high, right? So we're going to keep looking for our buys. Even though currently the charts are looking a little bit bearish, if you go to the lower time frame like the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, you see that the whole price is pointing downwards, right? But we're going to stick to looking for buys at the moment. Now, but the question is now, at what point are we going to be getting in on a good buy entry? That's the question, and this is where it now gets dicey because the market now is looking like price wants to drop, right? But if you look at the monthly, you can clearly see this last month, which is the month of April, and you can see how bullish it closed, even though it formed as though it created a middleman, right? This is a middleman on the monthly time frame. And many a times when you see price form like this, it means that price is going to continue overall in the upward direction, right? And so it's just like what you have here. You see this is a middleman here. Which other one? This is like a middleman too as well, the white one. So now, since there's a middleman, it's when we know that price is going to keep moving to the overall direction, which is upwards, right? So at one point, price is going to get to this all-time high and most likely break it higher, and we might be going to as high as 3,700 or even 3,800 thereabout, right? 3,700 at least, right? 3,800. So we're going to be looking for buys now. We have to go to a lower time frame to see this better, right? Price will most likely come down lower, right? Which price has done already, but will it come down lower? Let's go to the weekly. Now, looking at the weekly, this is where it now begins to get tricky, right? You see this bearish candles, right? So one would assume that price might keep going down, right? Which is possible. Now, there are two levels I believe price can get down to. Price can react. Last week we told you that price will get into this zone and react from here. And what happened? Price got into that zone, and then we began to see reactions, right? Then finally it broke down lower, right? So now the second level for price to, sorry guys, the second level of price to react from would be this second fair value gap over here, right? So definitely price is going to react once price gets into that zone. Price already has started reacting just a little bit above the zone, so I believe when price gets into that point, we might see reactions from around here, around this 316,869.70 level, right? We might see reactions from around this zone. So once price gets in there, we will see reactions. So price will most likely move up from there, right? But would it create an all-time high from that point? Not certain. Price might give us a reaction from here, but price might not create an all-time high. It might not, we are not certain. And so the second level I feel price might also go down to would be somewhere around here, and I'll tell you the reason, right? Which is 3060 level, right? Price might go down to that point and react from that zone too as well. So if we see a reaction from this zone, and price reacts from there and then refuses to keep going higher and create an all-time high, and then we see a rejection going back downwards, then we know that price is going to come into this zone and most likely react from here. If it doesn't hold in this place, then that means we're going back to this point where we already have an entry that we're holding, right? So let's see how it all goes. Now why did I say price might react from here? Now let's draw a Fibonacci, right? Because I'm thinking we draw it from this level, and if you look here, you see that yes, price has been giving us little rejections, little pullbacks, but we've not really seen a major pullback, like, you know, a really major pullback. We've only been seeing one candle pullback, one candle pullback, unlike this major pullback we saw here, right? And like unlike this other one we see over here, right? So we've just been seeing one candle pullback, one candle pullback. So it's possible that we might see several candles, like bearish candles, right, this time around before the major move up. So, and for that, if that's going to happen, then we might see price either react from this first level that we marked out, or might come down to the second level over here, which is 30-60 level, right? And so we might now see rejections from there. And if you look at this 30-60 level, it's a Fibonacci level, a 50% level for this whole move up like this, right? So we might see reactions. We might start seeing reactions from here too as well. So we just need to keep a closer eye on the chart. If we see a good reaction from here, once we get in, see a good opportunity from this first level, we're going to get in on the chart. And if we see that price wants to keep going up high, then that's good. But if we see that price at some point begins to reject from somewhere around here, because if you want to look for sales, let's remove this. If you want to look for sales, the best level for you to look for your sales would be now. Next week, you can also look for sales, right? Just as we're looking for buys from here, you could also be looking for sales from around here, around this point, which is 32.58 level, right? This 32.58 level, you could look for sales from that point. If price goes up into that zone and gives us reactions from there, then you could actually sell lower into this fair value gap that we want to buy from, right? So something of that nature. So now I've given you 3 scenarios that could happen, right? Let's go down to the daily. So that's why I said it's a little bit dicey. It's going to be a little bit dicey this period. So we need to really know what we're looking out for, right? So like I said, there are 3 possible scenarios now that could happen, or even 4. Price could just start reacting and pushing high, right, this line, and start going up. Or price could actually react from this zone and then come lower into this zone, right? Now if that happens, that's good. We might look for buying opportunities from here that would take us higher. Okay, now but if we get in on that and that doesn't also hold and goes higher, we see now that price begins to break lower, then we might start looking for buys from around this zone, right? We might start looking for buys from around this zone, which that's not bad. Worst scenario is that if price decides to go lower, then price might now come into this area, but most likely price might react from this zone or start giving us reaction from this zone or from this first zone. So these are the levels we're going to be looking out for. We're going to be looking out for sales from here, or probably even a little bit higher, right? The sales could be a little bit higher, somewhere around here, but majorly somewhere from starting from here, right? So if you see the sales, fine, you can take it, but I think I'm going to stay away from sales for now, but unless I see a very good opportunity from a very lower time frame. And then if price gets into the zone, we're going to be going in for good buys, right? Good reactions once we see the opportunity from here. And then if we see that price wants to also break lower, then we'll be targeting this other area, which is going to be a 50% level also from, you know, what I just told you about everything, right? So those are the levels we're going to be looking out for, and hopefully next week is going to be an amazing week. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully we're going to get good trades as well. So make sure you keep following us, watch all our videos, and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share with other people so they can see this content. All right, we've not even checked the 4 hour. Let's see the 4 hour. Let's see what it looks like. The same thing. The daily is okay. We don't need to see anything. Everything you see is on the daily already. It's marked out the levels. So that's that. That's that. You can somehow say heads and shoulders for me here like this, right? So price might actually come down lower into this point, or price might just continue to push higher. So the same thing we're saying. So let's just see how it all goes, though. Let's see how it all goes. Price is looking good. Prices are looking good. Okay, so guys, that's everything for today. So I do hope you have an amazing trading week, and peace out.